Sprue, his star player, to go to today, but didn't have any luck.
Didn't have any luck there. Here are the starting lineups. Kalisha Winston is a 5'7" junior, and she wears number 21. She is out of Seattle, Washington. The aforementioned Daria Sprue, 5'11" senior, out of Topeka, Kansas. Megan Balcom, the 5'8" junior. Megan is from Olathe, Kansas, hometown product. Tristan Wicks, a 6'3" freshman. And Tristan is from Marysville, Kansas. And also Martina Kujela, the 6' senior, averaging 5.2 rebounds a game, 5.9 points. Kujela is from Poland. For the Vikings, a couple of gals from Indianapolis. Kalea Earls, leading scorer, 14 points a game. 5'10" senior, and Kiana Horton, a 6' junior, also from Indianapolis, averaging 12.4 points a game. Andressa Augusto out of Brazil, a 5'6" junior. Kelsey Griffin from Marshall, Missouri, 5'7" senior. And then DJ Jenkins out of Fresno, California, a 5'4" senior. Again, the last time these teams played, it was all Mid-America Nazarene winning 90-53. And Vikings are a much different team. At least they've certainly been that way. In fact, this Valley team have won 4 in a row. Joe, we have the best. Benedictines won 6, Mid-America 5, and the Vikings 4. So a winning streak's coming to an end sometime today.
Well, it is, and the Vikings have really played well, and I think Coach Lewis hit it on the head. They've played very well at home, and, of course, got that big win a week and a half ago in that close game against Central Methodist, that overtime win. Went on the road last week. Looked pretty good most of the way, got that nice win over Graceland. So the team really playing well right now. And this is a team we've really have not had that much success with in the past. Let's see if we can get one today.
All right, ball is in the air, and it's controlled by Balcom. And now she stepped on the sideline as she tried to battle. She was battling with Talea Earls for that loose ball. So the Vikings get it. Yeah, and Tim Dixon asking the question I was going to ask, did she have control? Because that's going to depend on who gets the possession arrow. Did she have control? She did. Or I guess not. Say no, she did not have control of that ball. So possession arrow will go to the Pioneers. Vikings have it, man-to-man defense. Augusto, top of the key, leaves it for Talea. Earls, off it comes to Griffin. Griffin drives baseline on Kujela. Gets underneath, off to Horton. Baseline, 10-footer off the heel of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Tristan Wicks. Wicks quickly ahead to Weston. Weston into the forecourt, into the corner to Balcom. Balcom, the 5'8" junior out of Olathe. Kujela out high, rather Wicks out high. Now they give it back underneath to Wicks. Turns on Horton, loses the ball and traveled with it.
You know, I think, Ken, no doubt, the key for the Vikings today, Talea Earls, their leading scorer, averaging 14 points a game. She's had a total of 3 baskets in the last 3 games total. She's done a good job at the free throw line, but we've got to get her hitting from the field.
Good point. And I don't think you can get behind this team because the Vikings haven't had a lot of success against this bunch. You get behind, they may say, here we go again. And now a turnover. Quickly, here come the Pioneers, and this one is blocked by Earls. A shot taken by Weston. It'll go out of bounds, belong to the Pioneers. We played a minute, no score.
Nice job by Talea. Otherwise, Weston had a pretty easy shot that time.
Get it into the Kujela. Now to Wicks. Wicks turns, and she travels. Second time Wicks has been called for the travel. Tristan at 6'3", Kujela 6-footer, Sprue at 5'11". Yeah, this is a big ball club.
Yeah, you put Wicks and Sprue in there on that low block, and they're both very physical. They both play very well. They're a tough duo to deal with.
Here is DJ down the middle. Bump. Gets it off to Augusto. Augusto kicks it in the corner. Open 3 on the way. Off the heel of the rim. No good by Kelsey Griffin. And the rebound is pulled down by Weston. Still looking for the first score of the game.
Good ball movement. Good look by Griffin. Just couldn't get it to go.
Little turnaround. Nice shot off the glass. Tristan Wicks. 2-0 Mid-America with a lead. Again, they're on a 5-game winning streak. And they get the first bucket of the ball game. Augusto out front. It goes to Talea. Earls, high post to Horton. Horton turns, faces the basket, gives it back to DJ. DJ off to Augusto. Augusto tries to get in the lane. There's a shot by DJ that's blocked by Weston, taken down by Weston. She fires a pass, tries to get it across the zone to Balcom. Knocked away by Griffin, taken by Augusto. Augusto the other way in the lane. She's bumped. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Augusto. It'll belong to the Pioneers.
Well, I thought Andressa was fouled that time. She drove into the middle. There was a nice little side bump by one of the one of the Mid-America girls, but no call. Ball back to Mid-America. Both teams having a little trouble holding on to the ball right now.
2-0. Weston into the forecourt. Works. Fires it underneath. The ball knocked away again by Griffin as they try to get it into Sprue. It'll go out of bounds, still belong to the Pioneers. 17:48 to go in the first half, and a 2-0 lead. Vikings stay in their man-to-man. They find Belcom off the inbounds, off the double screen, and she pops the three, and it's 5-0.
Megan Balcom averaging almost 11 points a game. She's a good outside shooter. She and her sister both played on this team last year. In fact, I think her sister was one of the most valuable players in the conference. I'm not sure if she's MVP or not, but she was close.
Augusto into Horton. Horton drives that baseline. Spin move off the glass. She scores. Kiana Horton gets a couple. Well, that was a good, strong move on Wicks.
I don't think the big girls of Mid-America are going to bother Kiana. She'll take that ball and go very physically, very strongly to the basket.
So here come the Pioneers, leading by 3. Balcom has it in front of the Viking bench. Behind the back with a dribble. Lobs it down low to Wicks. Almost traveled again. Backs her way in. Puts it high off the glass. Missed it. Cugiella with a rebound, and she'll dribble it out of traffic and kick it back out for Weston.
Again, got to keep these girls off the boards. They've got a lot of size. Got to keep them off the offensive glass.
Cugiella tries to throw it underneath for Sprue, and Sprue and Earls were locked up, and they both hit the floor, and they're going to call the foul on Earls.
I think they just got their feet tangled. I'm not sure either girl had position that time.
Boy, there was a Talea really with a tough job there to keep Daria Sprue away from that basket. Weston inbounds, and now Earls hits the deck again. Here's a steal by Augusto, takes away the pass intended for Balcom. Drives inside with the right hand, it rolls across the rim and comes off to Cugiella. Back to Weston. Weston into the forecourt. Kicks it off into the corner to Balcom. Fires another one. This one won't go. This time Horton with a rebound. Took it away from Sprue.
And Andressa Augusto right in Megan Balcom's face on that shot. Good defense.
And here's a DJ trying to drive inside. Ball blocked. They say clean block. And now the other way. Quickly come the Pioneers. And Weston gets the layup. And it's 7-2. DJ wanted a foul. Didn't get the call. Little gals go in there. It's rough inside that lane. Now underneath to Horton. Kiana turns, goes baseline, double team, fights it up, scores anyway, hits the deck. She went over a double team to score that one, 7-4.
And kissed it very softly, nothing but net. Boy, Kiana not backing down a bit inside.
Now here come the Pioneers. Wicks, free throw line, 15-footer off the right side, no good. Rebound ahead to DJ, now to quickly down to Kelsey Griffin. She can't save it. And the Pioneers come the other way. The Vikings turn it over. Cugiella fires one off to Balcom right in front of the Viking bench. She pops her second triple. And it is 10-4, and the Pioneers off and running early in this one.
Yeah, that was a good pass that time. They find Megan Balcom, their three-point shooter. She was set up beyond the arc, got her feet set, knocked that down. That's her second tray. And I think Coach Tim Dixon telling the Vikings, you've got to come out and pick her up. But Vikings, except for Kiana Wharton, having a little bit of trouble shooting right now. But Kiana's had a couple of nice buckets going into the basket.
MidAm's last game, they played Culver at home, Joe, and won by only 3 last Saturday, 79-76. So that score, when I saw that last Saturday, kind of surprised me. But Culver playing well. The Vikings, of course, have a win over Culver, but 79-76 was that score last Saturday.
Well, one of the hardest things to fathom, you look at their only loss in conference play was to Peru State. Peru State 2-9 at the bottom of the conference. They beat Mid-America at Peru, so that's only their second win, and that's Mid-America's only loss.
Jasmine Webb, a 5'10 junior, checks in for the Vikings, and so does Shadiqua Longus. Shadiqua is
now Jasmine Webb has an all-conference hairdo.
Yeah, we're not going to miss her.
If we're going to give her an award for the most hair, she'd be right there.
Here is Augusto for 3 off the front of the rim, no good, and the rebound comes down to Sprue. Sprue quickly to Weston. Weston hustles it into the forecourt off to Longus. Longus drives that right side, brings it back to the free throw line. Gives it off to Bailey Reinhardt, who also checked in. Now Sprue just inside the three-point line from the top of the key. Puts up a shot, won't go. Talia Earls with a rebound. Quickly ahead to Jenkins. DJ brings it up the left side. 10-4. Pioneers with a lead. All 4 of the Viking points belong to Kiana Horton. Augusto at the top of the key. Drives right side. Gives it back to DJ. Drives inside. And now a foul is going to be called. And this will be on Kalisha Weston, her first.
That's the first team foul on Mid-America. The Vikings have a foul on Talia Earls, and that's it so far.
Megan Balcom didn't rest long. She's right back in. Weston will come out now. It was not a shooting foul. It was on the drive. So the Vikings will inbound.
Now we saw Darlene Arnett of Valley giving Coach Jeff Sherman tips. She's giving Coach Rocky Lamar tips over in the bleachers on the far side. She's telling him his coaching strategy for the game today, this afternoon.
Didn't work at CMU because they lost, so maybe she'll help us out there. Here is Talia Earls, who drives inside. And another foul is going to be called, and this one will be on Jasmine Webb.
We talk about Coach Rocky Lamar. He's a veteran, over 600 wins.
And Talia has her shot blocked. Well, they just stripped her the ball. Sprue did that. Here come the Pioneers. They're just not letting the Vikings have hardly anything inside. And now Longus travels as Griffin reached in, got a hand on the ball. Longus continued to drive and had the ball on her hip. So
a couple of good defensive plays back-to-back. Daria Sprue made a good one on the one end to take it away from Talia for Mid-America. And that time, Kelsey Griffin, a great job reaching in, getting enough of the ball that Longus had to walk.
Still 10-4 with 14 minutes to go in the first half. Vikings having a problem getting inside that lane. Horton in the corner to DJ. DJ will drive on Sprue, flip it up from the right side with the left hand and score. So DJ finally finds a little seam, and it's 10-6. Back top of the key is Sprue, off to Longus. Longus out front, Balcom already with 2 3-pointers. Nice pass into Sprue, and Sprue caught it, turned to the basket, laid it off the glass, really all in one motion. She has her first bucket.
Good bucket by her. What a nice move by DJ on the other end to get that bucket for the Vikings, though.
12-6. Here's the lob underneath to Kiana. Gets it. Sprue right with her, and she double dribbled.
Well, and Kiana had her on her hip. There was a nice pass over the top. She had Sprue on the backside, and Kiana just tried to spin back the other way and double dribbled.
Bailey Reinhardt, I mentioned her, 5'9" freshman, and now I wasn't even watching, but
I think they walked inbounds.
Did Jasmine Webb. No one was there to take the inbounds pass, and she stepped out on the court. Yep, stepped out on the court, so that's going to be Viking ball. Really an unforced turnover there. Raina Smith, St. Louis Jr., checks in for the Vikings. 12-6. Here it comes to Talia Earls, and she tight ropes that sideline. Now drives down the middle in a charge. She turned the corner, got by her gal, but did not see Longus, and she just ran right over her.
And Talia looks like she banged her head on the floor. She's sitting up, and the girls get her to her feet. She's holding the right side of her head. Looks like she took a pretty good whack on the hardwood that time.
Talia, again, as you point out, Joe, 3 baskets in 3 games. Now, she's had a bunch of free throws, had 20-plus points last Saturday, but most of them from the free throw line.
Well, she's the girl you count on to score. She's the leading scorer, averaging 14 points a game. Wharton, 12.4. Augusto also in double figures at 11.1. But you need for your senior to score.
Here's Longus at the top of the key, high post. Give it back to Reinhardt. Reinhardt lobs it underneath to Sprue. Baseline, 12-footer, good. And Sprue has 4. This is a good ball club, and they come at you from all different directions. Already an 8-point lead. Raina Smith dribbling the ball out front. Now she'll take it down the middle. Put it up the left hand, won't go. Sprue just clears everybody out.
She cleared about an 8-foot diameter space that time.
Longus off to Reinhardt. Back out to Sprue. Sprue, a couple of dribbles to Longus. Vikings staying in a man. And this pass is knocked away from Balcom by Augusto, but it will belong to the Pioneers with 17 on the shot clock.
You know, one of the assistant coaches for Mid-America right now, Navia Palou, she was the point guard on this team the last 2 or 3 years. She was a good player. Now she's helping Coach John Lewis on the bench.
Vikings need to figure this defense out. Ellie Dietz is into the ball game for the first time for the Pioneers. Gives it to Balcom. Balcom around the screen by Kujela. Right side free throw line. Little Step back move and scores. She has 8. And folks, it's a 10-point lead, 16-6 with 12:15 to go in the half.
Yeah, Vikes need to be patient on offense. Keep moving the ball. Keep getting good shots.
Paris Johnson, Kansas City. She'll try a 3. Banks it in. Why not?
Boy, that backboard is shaking on that one.
Paris Johnson banks it in to make it 16-9. Balcom down to Kujiela. Underneath, a pass work inside. Shot is missed. Rebound Kujiela.
Did you hear that thud when Paris's ball bounced off the backboard?
Just kind of dead like a knuckleball.
But it came right back through the net.
Right back through. Here's Balcom, right side. Off to Kujiela outside to 3. In the lane to Wicks. Little jump hook blocked by Horton. It's picked up by Raina Smith. Here comes Raina on the drive. Takes it all the way left side. Misses the shot. And now the pass to Dietz is thrown out of bounds. Vikings will get it back.
What a nice defensive play by Kiana Wharton, though. She blocked that ball as clean as a whistle. She's going to come out. Alicia Winston is going to come in. But, boy, I mean, Wharton went right up with Wicks and got that one as clean as a whistle.
Alicia Winston will come in. She is a junior out of St. Louis, but we do have a timeout. 11:25 to go, 16-9. Joe, right now the Vikings really kind of struggling against this very tall team, especially on the defensive end, on the Mid-America defensive end.
Yeah, they are. And this team, that's one of their strong points. They do play very good defense. They're a very physical team, especially around the basket. Anything you get inside, you've got to earn against this team. And Vikes are okay, though. They're getting good shots, just not hitting right well. And just can't worry about the big girls. Just take your shot, go up, and they'll start to fall.
One game on Thursday. Now, this is a game that was scheduled for the 21st, but was played Thursday. It must have been a conflict by one school or the other. Graceland defeated Avila on Thursday night, 70-63. So Graceland won at home, and with that win, they improved to 4-8. Avila falls to 3-9.
Raina Smith just missed a 3 out of the corner for the Vikings. Good look, good shot, just rolled around the rim and out, so MidAm gets it back.
Now Dietz tries a 3. That one is short. Raina with a rebound off to Paris Johnson. Paris 1-on-5. Brings it right side, and she gets a blocking foul on Dietz. 1-on-5, she said, I don't care if it's 1-on-10, I'm going to the basket.
We call Paris instant offense, and she's been just that for the Vikings so far today. She hit that 3 off the backboard a minute ago, and now drives inside and draws a foul. So good aggressive move to the basket by Paris, a non-shooting foul, though.
Ashton Burns will check in for the Pioneers. Inbound pass. Winston has it. Now to Johnson. Off to Augusto. Augusto had a big game offensively at Graceland last Saturday. She goes baseline, and they're going to call a foul.
Ashton Burns, I believe.
Ashton Burns picked up the foul. That's her first. Just came into the game. She's out of Cimarron, Kansas. Out front, Paris Johnson. Johnson puts it on the floor. Now works to the right side to Raina Smith. Spins, drives inside the lane, fouled away from the basket. And this foul is going to be called on Weston, her second.
That's 3 fouls in about the last 20 seconds against Mid-America. They're up to 5 now. Vikes have only 2 in the first half.
John Lewis has done a nice job with this program. Augusto will inbound it. Goes baseline into Paris Johnson. A little jump hook off the glass, no good. Rebound is pulled down by Burns. Ashton Burns will bring it into the forecourt. 10:39 to go in the half. And the Pioneers have led the entire ball game. They jumped out to a 5-0 lead. Here's a nice pass underneath. Shot is missed. Good defense by Winston. Paris Johnson comes out of it with it. Here comes Paris. Stops at the free throw line. Floats up a 15-footer and got it. And she has 5 points coming off the bench to make it 16-11.
Paris shot that one on the dead run and nothing but net.
She was flying through the air. And when she started the shot, it was a 15-footer. When she let it go, it was a 13-footer.
Yeah.
But she made it.
And going at least 75 miles an hour.
Kujiela out to Burns. Underneath to Balcom. Backdoor cut. Balcom has 10 points. It's 18-11.
Shoots the threes. That was a good cut. Good backdoor cut that time by Megan Balcom. She averages 10.8 points a game.
Here's Augusto. Has her shot blocked, but it goes right to Raina Smith, and Raina drives in the left side and scores. 18-13. Vikings back within 5 at 9:40 to go in the first half. Burns with the left-handed dribble. Hands it off to Reinhardt. John Lewis has used a lot of players. Reinhardt drives, right side, misses the shot, and it's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by, I believe, Kudyella. It'll be Viking ball.
Yeah, Sprue and Webb come back into the lineup for Mid-America. It looks like for the Vikings, DJ Jenkins checks back in.
Julia Vasquez will be in. I have to tell this quick story on Julia. At the Malcolm Center the other day, and she's a work study there, and we're talking about the Valley's Got Talent contest they have. She goes, I can't sing, but I can juggle. So we went into the gym over there, and 3 or 4 of us, and she juggled 3 basketballs.
Did she really?
She's pretty good at it.
That is a special talent.
Yeah. So I said I'd have to tell her family that today. That
we saw
her. So not only is she a pretty good basketball player, she's a juggler.
So down in Earth, Texas, they teach them how to juggle.
She can juggle 3 basketballs. I don't know about 4 or chainsaws or anything like that, but
I bet
she can do that. Here's Paris Johnson, drives inside. Oh, they're going to call a foul. She'll go to the line. John Lewis didn't like the call, but the foul is going to be on Burns. Ashton Burns, her second, is coming in the ball game.
Paris says, get me that ball. Yep. I will get us back in the game.
I'm coming. I'm going to give it a shot, and she'll be at the line to shoot 2. Vikings as a team, 69% from the line. She hits the first one.
She's got 6 points off the bench.
And let's see, she's about a 72% shooter and hits that one. Next free throw on the way. Got them both.
Good job, Paris.
So you're right. When she's on, she can score a bunch of points in a hurry. 7 points off the bench. The Vikings within 3. This is as close as they've been since it was 5-2. Ashton Burns into the forecourt. That was a lob underneath. They try to get it to Sprue. It's knocked away by Vasquez, and then Sprue got it back and scored. Oh, Julia did a nice job to poke it away, but Sprue was able to grab it and then turned. Nobody there laid it in.
Too bad. Great play by Julia, but that's a senior. Sprue made a good play there.
But Vasquez shot top of the key, hits the front of the rim. Rebound pulled down by Wicks. Now the other way, it's Burns. She'll crank one from outside, hit a 3. And that is the 3rd triple of the day, and all of a sudden the lead is back to 8, just like that.
Vikes within 3, and then a 5-0 run. That 3 by Burns and the basket by Sprue.
They shoot 29% from beyond the arc. Now Paris will try a 3. She can't hit it. And Balcom with the rebound, and here come the Pioneers looking to go up in double digits, and a foul on Vasquez as she tried to prevent Balcom from coming up the left sideline.
Julia gave the official kind of a funny look after that call, and I've got to agree. There was very little contact on that.
Very little
right
contact.
In front of us, we could see that one.
She got the foul. Maybe she had a juggle for him and kind of impress him a little bit.
Yeah.
She impressed me, I know that.
Let's play with 3 balls instead of 1. One's no challenge at all.
And Matt Baker, by the way, tried to juggle, and he wasn't very good at it. I'll just tell you that. She was a lot better than Matt was. Here's a shot by Balcom. Shot no good. Fight for the rebound. And who are they going to call? Winston? Somebody with a push. No, Raina Smith. Everyone stood around and said, oh, who are you calling this one on? It's going to be on Raina. That's her first 4th team foul.
You mentioned Matt Baker. Pretty good player for Coach Chad Lance a few years ago. Big guy, played hard, could shoot outside. Enjoyed watching him play.
Matt is kind of in charge now of the workout facilities at the new Malcolm Center. So good to have Matt on campus. Winston goes for the block, and what she got was the shoulder of one of the Pioneers.
Ashton Burns, nice drive by Burns. She hit that 3 a minute ago. Good try by Alicia. Alicia got in there and got a hand on it, but you're right. She got a little bit of body contact, so that's going to put Burns on the line for 2 with 7:53 left to play in the half.
Burns has 3 points, make it 4. And that was the first free throw attempted by the Pioneers this afternoon, 24-15. So it was 18-15. Now 6 straight points by the Pioneers. Make it 6 as that one spins out. Battle for the ball, and Sprue comes up with a loose ball. And now here's a shot from the outside that won't go. Raina Smith had the rebound, lost it, picks it back up. Raina's going to hustle it into the forecourt. Give it out front to Jenkins. Jenkins drives down the middle, dishes it off to Winston. 7-footer, baseline, no good. Horton with a rebound. Put the ball down low and is fouled. Thing about that, Joe, when Horton gets that rebound, she brings that ball down low. Everyone's in the game. She ought to keep that ball up high with those long
That's
arms.
the one thing you tell
shoot.
your big people to do. Don't bring that ball down where everybody on the court has a shot at it. But that time it worked okay for Kiana because somebody wrapped hold of her wrist. So she'll be on the line for a 1-and-1 with 7.5 minutes left to play in the half.
And got it. Boy, that thing rolled around, but she got the roll. She has 5 points. Had the first 4 the Vikings had. Likens picked up the foul, by the way. And it's 24-16. That breaks a little streak of 6 straight points that the Pioneers had. Horton gets them both. Kiana has 6 points. And we have a timeout, 7:30 to go. Here are the other scores from last Saturday if you missed them. Benedictine won again. They've now won 6 in a row. They beat Avila 69-63. Evangel beat Peru 58-53. And, of course, Valley over Graceland last week in Lamoni, 88-78. It was Baker over CMU in Fayette, 63-54. And then, of course, Mid-America beat Culver. So, going into today's play, Mid-America, Nazarene, and Benedictine both 10-1. And Culver 7-4, Valley 7-4. Baker 6-5. Then Graceland now 4-8 after that game. Again, Graceland and Avila played Thursday. They won't play on Saturday the 21st. Evangel is 4-7. Central is 3-8. Avila 3-9. Peru 2-9. So
well, you mentioned Benedictine. That will be our next home game.
Yeah.
After today, we go on the road. Next Thursday night, we're at Avila. A week from today, we're at Peru State. Then a week from this coming Thursday, we're at Culver Stockton before we come back home the next Saturday, 2 weeks from today, to take on Benedictine. And that's pretty good. Benedictine's got a 6-game winning streak. This Mid-America team has 5, and the Vikings have a 4-game streak.
Well, I'll tell you what, this next couple weeks really going to determine whether these 2 Viking teams are going to end up in the standings. As you said, going on the road for 3 tough games, both for the men and for the women. After the timeout, Pioneers with a basketball. Likens hands it off to Sprue. A little weave out front. Now to Burns. Burns going to crank a 3. A little strong. And Horton got the rebound, but she went down to the floor, and that's a travel.
I always thought it was not a traveling violation unless they tried to roll with the ball. If they moved with the ball, I thought they were traveling.
But, they called her for the walk. So fresh 30, 7:07 to go in the first half. Here's the pass, baseline, left-handed jump shot, good by Webb, and Jasmine has her first bucket. It's 26-17. Webb averages 6.8 a game. This team only has 2 players in double figures. Sprue with 15-1, Balcom 10-8, but they have a lot between that 6 and 9 point range. Horton tries to get it to Raina Smith. The ball was tipped by Balcom. Goes out of bounds. Still Vikings possession. 16 on the shot clock. 6:46 first half. B.J. Jenkins with the basketball, top of the key. And gives it off to Julia Vasquez. She's covered up. Out front to Raina Smith. Balcom has that defensive assignment. Here's a long 3 by Raina. It won't go. Rebound Winston. It won't go. Pinballs in and out. Sprue with the rebound. Sprue into the forecourt. Finds Balcom. Balcom on the right wing. Back out front to Burns. Vikings stay in their man-to-man. 6:18 to go in the half. Webb drives left side. Off the glass. Missed it. Rebound Horton. A lot of hands in the air, but Kiana hangs on to it quickly to DJ. DJ left side takes Balcom inside. Throws it up the glass. No good. Winston with an offensive rebound. And she'll bounce it to Raina Smith coming down the left side, and Raina gets the bucket.
What a nice pass by Alicia Winston, and she's a player we see getting better and better every week. Got a nice offensive rebound, then had the presence to find Raina Smith streaking down the middle for the easy layup.
26-19. Here's Burns driving right side. Stops, cut off by Augusto. Gives it to Sprue. Her shot free throw line no good. Winston with a rebound. Fires it ahead to Raina Smith. Wholesale substitutions coming in for the Vikings. Raina drives left side, scores and is fouled. Chance for a 3-point play.
Raina just exploded down the floor that time with the left hand, got to the left side of the lane, drove in strong, drew the contact, and flipped it in. So Raina's scored the last 4 points of the game. She can bring the Vikings back within 4 points if she can knock down this free throw with 5.5 minutes left to play.
Talea Earls, Andressa Augusto, and let's see who else came in. Kelsey Griffin came in for the Vikings.
Looks like the original starting lineup back on the, no, except for Raina Smith. Raina's in instead of DJ.
26-21, Valley back within 5, make it 4 as Raina Smith completes the three-point play. She has 7, and all of a sudden she and Paris Johnson off the bench lead this team in scoring with 7 apiece. Malcolm drives baseline, nice move as she got Kelsey Griffin on her hip, took it baseline to score. She has a dozen, and it's 28-22. Griffin into the forecourt, baseline. Shot up, no good. Rebound, Talea Earls, and a foul before the shot as Wharton missed the baseline jumper.
Yeah, nice job by Talea. Talea got a good offensive position on the boards that time and got the offensive rebound and drew the foul, and that should be probably going to be a 1-and-1, I guess.
It'll be a 1-1 for Talea. Talea said, man, give me the basket. I've struggled scoring from the field, but she'll be at the free throw line.
That's foul number 2 on Jasmine Webb.
Here's the free throw, and it is no good. Talea still has not scored. 28-22. Quick pass down underneath Wicks. Wide open, but flipped it up underneath. Missed it. Horton with a rebound.
Wicks should have probably shot that one on the left side. She tried to go all the way under and had a bad angle.
Talea drives inside off the glass, won't go, and another blocking foul. So Talea Earls now will go back to the free throw line.
And that's team foul number 10 on Mid-America. So from here on out, the last 5 minutes of the half, all fouls against Mid-America will be 2 shot fouls for the Vikings.
And let's see, they called it on Dietz. That's her second foul. Talea missed the first trip to the line. Not this time. She knocks that one down. She's 1 out of 2. And the Vikings again back within 5. Talea Earls, a 71% free throw shooter, gets them both.
Good job.
2 out of 3. 4-point game, 28-24. Just under 5 minutes remaining. Malcolm fires it underneath to Wicks, who almost walked with it. Now Kujella with it in the lane. Throws it. Augusto gets a hand on it. Can't come up with it. Dietz does. And Dietz will dribble out of traffic.
Vikes almost forced a turnover right there. Wicks almost walked, and Kujella almost threw it away.
Here's the pass to the baseline to Reinhardt. Reinhardt, free throw line, stops, 14-footer, got it. Reinhardt has her first bucket. Just wheeled around the screen, got right inside that lane.
I think her sister, Brooke Reinhardt, played for this team last year.
Yep, believe so. Here's Augusto, left side, double team, takes it baseline, all the way, misses the shot. Rebounds her own miss, puts it up. That one is blocked, and the outside official is going to call a foul.
Yeah.
And Balcom picks up the foul, her first.
That's 11 team fouls on Mid-America. The Vikes have only 5.
Well, let's see if Andressa can knock these down. She averages 11.1 points a game, has not scored.
And like you said, had that big game against Graceland last week. Let's see, against the Yellow Jackets, she wound up with 21 points, 16 of those in the first half. She really got the Vikings jump started in that game.
Vikings are 8 out of 9 from the line now. And Raina comes out, and DJ back into the starting 5, back in the contest.
Come on, Andressa, knock down this second one.
And she does, so it's a 4-point game again. The Vikes doing it from the free throw line here in the first half. 4:11 to go.
I've got the Vikings at 9 out of 9 from the free throw line.
Talea missed one.
9 out of 10. Yep. 9 out of 10, you're right.
Malcolm, top of the key, working against Griffin. Gets a screen, drives strong, right side, puts it up, got it. Boy, she's good. She just kept going to the basket and flipped it over the rim against one of our better defensive players.
She's got 14 of the 32 points for MidAm so far.
Talea bump in the lane, kicks it out to Augusto. Augusto will drive inside, put it up, rolls off, no good. Sprue with a rebound. Now Balcom the other way. Fires a pass underneath. Tried to get it to Kujella. Taken away by Griffin. Griffin the other way as the Pioneers hustle back defensively. Griffin kicks it out for DJ. DJ, a long 3.
Wow. Wow. That should have been a 4-point shot. That ball was in another area code out there.
Brad Hamilton, look what I can do. Now the other way, Balcom tries it, misses it. DJ with a rebound.
1 possession game.
Here comes DJ on the run. Underneath, Kiana, lay off the glass, missed it. About a 3-footer, couldn't get it to go down.
The crowd was ready to erupt if Kiana could have hit that shot.
It's a 3-point game, 2:59 to go. Balcom works that right side. Drives again on DJ. Throws it right to Augusto, stepped in the passing lane. Pass intended for Dietz. Augusto quickly up to DJ. DJ down the middle. Off it comes to Horton. Her shot is good. It's a one-point game. Horton has 8, 32-31. Timeout, John Lewis and the Pioneers.
Well, the Vikings, down by as many as 9 not that long ago, just keep coming back. And, boy, so many different girls have given this team a lift today. How about Paris Johnson, Raina Smith off the bench, Kiana Wharton off to a good start with 8 points. Alicia Winston came in, got a couple of big rebounds. Just it's been a complete team effort so far.
Kiana Horton leading the way with 8 points. You're right, but Raina Smith and Paris Johnson 7 apiece. And here come the Vikings. They're rolling right now, 32-31. John Lewis taking this time out. As, we knew it'd be a different game than what we saw to Olathe. That was just complete dominance by the Pioneers. The Vikings are playing well, especially here at home.
Well, to tell you the difference in that game at halftime, see if I can find it here. The score at halftime was, as we said, Mid-America won that game by the score of 90-53. And the score at halftime was 47-24.
Just showing on the live stream replay, the three-pointer by DJ Jenkins. That was a big bucket to get this little rally started. Reinhardt lobs underneath now off the timeout. They get it to Sprue, and that was too easy. She has 8, and it's 34-31.
Well, they go over the top that time to Sprue, and the Vikings no backside help that time. Easy layup.
Augusto at the top of the keys. Now works it to the right side, gets Dietz. Out front, Winston's going to try for 3. That was hung on the rim, wouldn't go down. Reinhardt with a rebound, pushes it up the left side, stops, looks underneath, not there. Sprue out front, off to Dietz. Down to 2 minutes to go in the first half. Baseline Sprue tries to go baseline, and that's an offensive foul. She took that left forearm and just shoved Horton to the floor, and Sprue picks up her first foul.
Yeah, good job of squaring up on the baseline by Kiana Wharton that time, and you're right, Sprue just stuck the elbow out, and Kiana was not giving an inch, and that's a big offensive foul as the Vikings down by only 3 under 2 minutes to go, and still a one-possession game.
Player control foul, so no shooting there. Here's some full court pressure put on by the Pioneers. Griffin gets it into DJ. Young lady from Fresno, California, into the forecourt. Start working that right side. Vikes working on a 4-game winning streak. Mid-America on 5. Horton goes baseline. She'll spin in the lane. Won't go. Hit the front of the rim. No good. Offensive rebound by Winston, but couldn't convert.
Point blank shot that time by Alicia Winston. Just left it a little bit short, but a nice offensive rebound by her.
Here's Burns. We're down to 1 minute and a quarter to go. First half. Dietz behind the back with a dribble. Off it comes to Sprue. Sprue in the lane. Her short jumper good.
She's a good one, good player. She leads this team in scoring, averaging 15.1 points a game, and we've called her name for several years, quite a few times.
She shoots 60% from the field because she doesn't miss shots like that.
No, she doesn't.
Here's Griffin. All of a sudden, it's a 5-point game with 1 minute to go. DJ baseline underneath to Horton. Baseline, 14-footer good. Kiana Horton says it's my turn. She has 10, 36-33.
Nice first half for Kiana.
The Vikes will get the ball at least one more time. Try to work it underneath. The ball taken away by DJ. That pass hit one of the big gals. I think Wicks right in the foot. DJ takes it through traffic and is fouled. She went 1-on-2, and she's going to the line to shoot a couple of free throws.
DJ went down the middle. There was nowhere to go, but she found a way. Got right down between 2 girls, got that ball and flipped it up and draws the 2-shot foul. So with 35 seconds left to play, DJ Jenkins can pull the Vikes within 1.
That is the 3rd foul on Dietz coming off the bench. DJ at the line, fires, got it. And the Vikings continue their very good free throw shooting here in the first half. They've only missed 1.
That's 6 points for DJ, including that big 3-pointer that should have been a 4-pointer as deep as it was.
She'll have another one. Trying to make it a 1-point game, and does. Miss Jenkins, 36-35, 34 seconds to go, so the Vikes will get the ball back one last time here in the half. It looks like the Pioneers will pull it out and work some time off that clock. High post to Sprue. Sprue back to Burns. Burns looks baseline, gives it to Balcom. Down to 11 on the shot clock. Sprue, baseline, turns. Got it. That's about a 12-footer. She just floated that one up. 38-35. Here comes DJ. 6 seconds to go. Down the middle. DJ to Horton. Her jumper. No! Off the back of the rim, and that's it for the half. 38-35. A good first half. Vikings never did lead. They trailed 5-0. It was 5-2. And then they trailed by 9 or 10 a couple of times, but the Vikings able to roar back within 1. Sprue has 12 points, but the Vikings back within 3. We've got a ball game. We'll be back and go over the scoring and talk about today's schedule in the Heart of America Conference in just a moment.
Today, my new son and I threw a barbecue.
There were burgers and chicken.
I burnt everything. The burgers, the chicken, the salad.
They were delicious.
They were awful.
And then we had watermelon.
I'm allergic to watermelon.
And then we played catch.
I broke Mr. Lewis's window, Mrs. Wakeham's window, Mrs. Wakeham's windshield, and then somehow my hand. My hand!
And then my dad even let me drive his car.
The hospital's on the right! It was a rough day.
It was a great day.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. Every child deserves to have access to books because children who grow up with books invariably do better in life than children who do not. How do I choose a book? Is it the cover? Yes, I guess, sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual, so it's a combination of those two. The first book I remember was Captain's Courageous. When I finished that book, I had become so involved with these characters. So here's the thing. If a book's really, really impressing me and the writing is really, really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books, if it's really, really well done, that ending, that last thought should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Can you tell if the surfaces in this kitchen are crawling with bacteria that could cause chronic arthritis? Listen. Can't, can you? You can't see it either. Wash surfaces, utensils, and hands frequently with soapy water while preparing food, especially when handling raw meats or eggs. Raw food may contain bacteria that can make you very sick, or worse. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year, and roughly 3,000 will die. But you can keep your family safer by cleaning with soap and water as you go. Learn more about this and other important information. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. That's foodsafety.gov. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
We are back to the Burns Center, and both the Pioneers and Viking men's teams are out warming up a little bit before their contest. The Pioneers won that game in Olathe in December by the score of 75 to 59. The Pioneers playing a little better basketball, Joe. They've won 3 in a row. They're now 5-6 in the league. So Rocky Lamar's ball club starting to get it together a little bit as they start climbing up the ladder just a little bit.
You know, if you remember last year, they were really not that good early in the year. Boy, they caught fire the second half of the season, won the postseason conference tournament, got into that NAIA tournament, and got into the Final Four. So they've been a team that tends to blossom late in the year, and looks like that could be the case again this year.
All right, here are the other games going on the women's side. We're waiting for the official stats to give you the scoring and of this first half, in which the Pioneers lead at 38 to 35. At Benedictine's at CMU this afternoon. Benedictine tied with Mid-America Nazarene, and CMU at 3-8. Boy, that is really surprising. They lost at home to Baker last Saturday, but 3-8. You know, wouldn't be surprised if they'd win, though, on their home court. They usually play pretty well at home.
Yeah, they're a team that can really make some noise. They're not going to win the conference, probably not going to finish in the top 4, but they could be a team. They've still got some pretty good people there. They could make some noise in the second half of the season.
Peru is at Avila this afternoon. Avila lost Thursday night to Graceland 70-63, and Peru with just a couple of conference wins, but they have the home game today, so we'll see what happens there. Evangel is at Culver. Evangel 4-7 on the year now, and Culver tied with the Vikings at 7-4, so that game is being played this afternoon in Canton. That's a big ball game. And Graceland is at Baker. Graceland 4-8 after that win Thursday night. Baker a game behind Culver and Valley at 7-4. But Joe, I think this is a big win for a big game for the Vikings today, because let's say if Benedictine and Mid-America would both win, they're pretty much pulling away from the rest of the pack as far as the number 1 and 2 spots if they both win today.
Well, if the Vikings can win, they've got another shot at Benedictine. They come here in 2 weeks, but we've got 3 tough road games. Do you remember a few weeks ago, you and I had a bet? We bet when we go to Peru, which will be next Saturday, Valentine's Day, we had a contest of how much snow would be on the ground up there. I think you said 6 inches. I said less than 6.
Well, I hope it'll be less, but I know one thing. It probably was, 16 inches of snow in Lamoni last Saturday
and nothing
night.
but rain here all day Saturday. And, boy, we drove. And you said you got home, got back to Huntsville, 2:30.
Yeah,
wow.
It was a fun day, and I could have driven all the way to Minneapolis.
Well, we saw that one truck that was jackknifed on I-35. I mean, it was all the way across both lanes of traffic. So, yeah, that was much fun. That was a tough trip. I'm glad you were driving. You did a very commendable job.
We made it back. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Joe will have the scoring of this first half with Mid-America on top, 38-35.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUsKids.org.
I might look like an adult, like a person who could possibly be a parent, but I have no idea how to talk like one. And everyone knows that if you want to be a parent, you have to sound good when you say things like, "Don't make me turn this car around," or "because I said so," or "Don't make me come back there." I don't even really know what those things mean, but I know that I actually believed my parents when they said them to me. How did they manage to sound so convincing? Here we go. "Don't make me come back there." Oh, no, that's not tough enough at all. Kids can sense weakness. "Don't make me come back there." Ooh, yeah, that's better. In fact, that kind of sounded like my dad. Weird.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to listen to you practice your dad voice. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
We are back to the Burns Center. It's halftime, and Joe, how about the scoring of the first half?
Well, for the Vikings, the leading scorer, of course, was Kiana Wharton. Kiana had a good first half. She was in double figures with 10, the only player for the Vikings in double figures. 7 was the magic number. Outside of that, 7 points for DJ Jenkins, Raina Smith, and Paris Johnson, the last 2 off the bench. All 3 of those girls had 7, and then 2 points each for Talia Earls and Dressa Augusto. For Mid-America, 2 girls had 24 of their 38 points. The leading scorer was Megan Balcom. She had 14. Daria Sprue had 12, so I guess they had 26 of their 38 points. Those 2 both in double figures. Then it really tapered off after that. 4 points for Ashton Burns. She knocked down a 3. Then 2 points each for Tristan Wicks, the big girl, Kalisha Weston, and Bailey Reinhardt. So you keep the lid on Sprue and Balcom, things could happen. But again, here's the thing. In the first half, both teams took 34 shots from the floor. Mid-America hit 50% of their shots. The Vikings only 32.4. But the thing that kept the Vikings in the game, Mid-America only 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. The Vikings 11 out of 12.
Yeah, so that was a big key. How about rebounding?
Yeah, a little bit of an edge to Mid-America. They out-rebound the Vikings 24-18, it looks like.
They've got the big gals inside. Other events going on today. Not much today, but next week, men's volleyball resumes action. Tuesday, they'll be at Missouri Baptist. And then next Thursday, as we've talked about, we'll be at Avila for a couple of basketball games. Men's wrestling, Lindenwood Belleville will be here at the Burns Center, and that'll be senior night. Then baseball, believe it or not, starts next Friday. The baseball team heads to Oklahoma City to play Mid-America Christian in a doubleheader. and the Conference Cheerleading Championships in Atchison at Benedictine University next Friday and Saturday. Let's go cover that. We don't have anything else to do Friday. Let's go cover that Friday.
I've done a lot of things. I've never covered a cheerleading competition. I enjoy watching the cheerleaders. I would not know how to broadcast that, though, I don't think.
All right, you talked about Darlene Arnett talking to Rocky Lamar. He's gone now, so I'm sure he's revamping his game plan.
Yeah.
After that conversation, probably. Now I see Darlene over talking to Casey, who's the head men's trainer, so probably giving her some tips on how to get the guys ready for the game.
Well, I could read her lips when she was talking to Rocky Lamar. She was talking about that high pick and roll.
There you go.
You've got to run that play, and he was nodding, so you might see that this afternoon from MidAmerica.
He's probably back there changing everything. Forget everything we worked on this week, guys. We're going to change. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Joe will have the second half. It's a good one. Pioneers looking for their 6th win in a row. They want to stay at least tied for first in the conference, and they have a slim 3-point lead over the Vikings. We're coming back in a couple of minutes, second half.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cold time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. Students, when you hear the reason or reasons for your absences throughout the years, please exit the auditorium without your high school diploma. Once you've exited, remove your cap and gown and proceed into the unknown. Too tired. Family trip. Part-time job. Helping around the house. Sick day. Starting the holidays early. Just because.
Starting in the 6th grade, students who miss 18 days or more of school in a year for any reason will fall behind and risk not graduating high school. How many days of school has your child missed this year? Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
We are back, and just a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. And during the men's game a little bit, we're going to talk about some of the players, some of the local or the state players. I'd say the mid-Missouri players who have signed on to play at Missouri Valley College. A long list of players. NAI, of course, are recruiting a lot more, quite a few more players in the NCAA schools. But we'll talk about a few of those, and of course, recruiting continues as well. I want to mention this, too, that Talia Earls, or Kiana Horton, Joe, the women's basketball player of the week. I should have mentioned that earlier with her performance. She earned a weekly honor after helping the women for that 72-64 win over Central Methodist last Thursday, and then last Saturday, that 88-78 win over Graceland. Against CMU, she finished with a double-double of 23 points and 10 rebounds against Graceland, 17 points and 8 rebounds. So for the first time in her career, that young lady from Indianapolis is the Heart of America Conference female women basketball player of the week, and deservedly so.
Well, and Kiana getting a lot of attention right now. And if she closes out the season the way she's playing right now, she could be in line for some postseason honors, I would think.
Yeah, she's playing well, and that average just continues to go up. She's now 12.4 points a game. Talia Earls at 14, and Andressa Augusto with 11.1. They're the three in double figures, but we just see Kiana just continue to improve, not only scoring, but defensively and rebounding. She came into this game with 7.8 rebounds a game. Look at Winston out warming up, and I'll tell you what, she's been a help too. She gives those gals a rest inside, and she's giving us some pretty good minutes.
And those girls, Alicia Winston and Julia Vasquez, were throwing the balls over to the trainer. 3 balls whizzed right over the top of my head a minute ago. They never did hit me, but they were close. But yeah, you're right. Alicia has really played well, and she does a good job coming off the bench. She's not a big scorer, but she plays good defense inside, does a very good job on both the offensive and the defensive boards.
I can't remember if we had a tie ball in the first half or not. I don't think we did, and if we did not, then I believe the Pioneers get the ball to start the second half. So,
well, the Vikes made a good run. They were down by as many as 9 points at a couple times during the first half, and they've come back to make it a 3-point game at intermission. So anything goes here in the second half.
I'm sure all the Benedictine folks who are about 40 miles away playing at CMU, keeping an eye on this one, and would like to know the score of this ball game. 38-35, and it will be Pioneer basketball, and Joe All has the second half.
Okay, Vikings come out with looks like their original starting lineup. That's Talia Earls, Kiana Wharton, Kelsey Griffin, Andressa Augusto, and DJ Jenkins. As we start the second half, as Ken said, the Pioneers get the ball to start the second 20 minutes. Weston outside, into the corner to Kujella. She comes around a screen, gets it down to Wicks. Wicks drives in on Wharton now. A nice block by Kiana, but they're going to say she got a piece of the arm, and that'll be, I believe that's Kiana's first foul as she whacks Tristan Wicks on the arm. Wicks to the line for 2 shots.
Boy, when you have Kujella and you have Wicks in there and Sprue, we talked about it. This is a big, big ball club.
Wicks will have 2 shots here. She averages 9.5 points a game, only 1 basket in the first half, and she misses the first free throw. She'll have 1 more.
Team shoots right at 70% from the line.
Second shot by Wicks is good, so the big girl knocks down 1 out of 2. The Mid-America lead up to 4 with 19:41. We played less than a minute. Vikes the other way. Now they can try to get it into Earls. Now has it knocked away, now taken away by Daria Sprue. Sprue ahead to Weston as Mid-America brings it across the timeline to Kujella. Now she dribbles it off her knee out of bounds. So kind of an unforced turnover right there as Martina Kujella cannot get the handle. And she hails from Wrocław. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not. Wrocław, Poland, a 6-foot senior. Vikings trail by 4. They were down by 3 at halftime, trailed by as many as 9 at one time in the first half. Made quite a nice run to close out the half. Man-to-man defense by MidAm. Bounce pass to Griffin down low. Kelsey guarded by Weston. Spins into the middle. Now gets it back out to Talia beyond the arc. Good ball movement by the Vikings. Down under 10. 9 on the shot clock. Out of the corner, DJ drives inside. Almost lost it. Augusto throws up a runner in the lane and got it. And that shot clock was all the way down to 2. And Andressa Augusto quickly into the lane, flipped it up and in. We've got a 2-point game. Closest the Vikings have been in some time.
Young lady from Brazil, nice control there. She was going to the lane, but she avoided the contact, made the shot.
Mid-America the other way. Vikes with a stop and a bucket can take the lead. Now Wicks bumps Wharton down low, throws it up and in. So Wicks and Wharton going at it down low. That time Wicks got the best of the battle, and she lays it in. She scored the last 3 points for Mid-America.
Gonna have to try to find a way not to let her get the ball there.
Now Talia Earls drives inside, tries to flip one up and had it blocked. And they say it was blocked back off of her foot out of bounds. So the Vikings turned the ball over with 18 minutes and 20 seconds left to play. It's a 4-point Mid-America lead.
Tim Dixon thought there was a lot of contact there, and that's the second time that Talia's went to the floor after a missed shot, but no call.
Vikes in the man. Now Mid-America gets it down low to Balcom, and Megan Balcom takes up right where she left off in the first half as she spins and lays one in. She's got 16 points in the game. It's a 6-point lead for MidAm. Now Griffin, Kelsey outside to Earls. Earls on the baseline to Augusto. Kelsey Griffin beyond the arc. Now decides to go down the middle. Tries to throw it up with the left hand, and they got a piece of it. Tristan Wicks got a piece of that shot. It'll be Viking ball.
Boy, I tell you what, you go in there, you take your pick. Who you want to attack, because they're good.
They've got some trees in the middle, don't they?
Yep.
All right, Augusto to inbound. She'll trigger for the Vikings, or DJ gets it in for the Vikings. Out to Augusto. Augusto guarded by Balcom. Talia, low block to Wharton. Wharton spins on Weeks, throws up a fall-away jumper, leaves it a little bit short, and Wicks gets the rebound for Mid-America. Good touch that time, good look, just left it a little bit short.
The Vikings, again, didn't shoot that well in the first half and kind of starting that way here in the second.
Now Sprue down low, nice pass into Kujella. Kujella misses the layup. Rebound DJ Jenkins for the Vikings. DJ quickly across the timeline. Ahead to Wharton. Now they're going to say Kiana traveled. No, they call a blocking foul. I thought they were going to call a traveling violation against Kiana Wharton, but instead they say that foul's going to come up on Tristan Weeks, I believe, and that's her first foul.
Yeah, Weeks picked up that foul. I thought it was a travel as well.
So did Coach John Lewis. He's still pleading his case.
He's still saying that was a foul.
But nonetheless, Kiana Wharton on the line for 2 shots. She had a big first half, 10 points. She'll have 2 shots here. First one misses. So Kiana will have one more as she will try to bring the Vikings within 5. 17 minutes, 14 seconds left to play in the game. Second shot by Wharton is good, so Kiana knocks down 1 out of 2, give her 11 in the game. Mid-America gets it across. Sprue lob down low to Kujella, up and in. That was too easy that time, as that time Daria Sprue took it right over the top to Martina Kujella. That's the young lady from Poland's first basket. Makes it a 7-point Mid-America lead. Now Augusto gives to Wharton. Kiana double teamed out around the free throw line. Hands back to Griffin. Now gets a return pass. Had it knocked away. Now Kiana goes to the floor to save it. Now a timeout is Coach Tim Dixon. I don't think Tim liked the rhythm that the Vikings were in on that offensive possession, so he takes a timeout. 16 minutes and 42 seconds left to play in the game. Mid-America, who led by only 3 at halftime, they built a 7-point lead.
And you can see what they're trying to do here in the second half. They're going to go inside, and the Vikings just don't have going to have some help from the weak side, because if you try to play these gals one-on-one, they're going to beat you inside that lane. They're a good shooting club. I mentioned Sprue, 60% from the field. Wick shoots about 41%. Let's see, Kujella 41%. As a team, they shoot 42% from the field versus the Vikings 40%. But those gals inside can score. They're good percentage shooters from that 10.
They're a good team, and John Lewis has done a very good job with this program. They were the conference champs 2 years ago. They finished second last year, but they won the postseason tournament. Now they're tied for the lead again in his 3rd year. So he's done well each year. Now here comes DJ. DJ bumped outside as Kalisha Weston runs into DJ, and I believe that's her 3rd foul. As Weston fouls DJ out around the head of the key. That's going to be a non-shooting foul, so the Vikings with 16 minutes and 37 seconds left will take it out of bounds. Shadiqua Longus comes back in as Weston checks out with those 3 fouls. Man-to-man by Mid-America. DJ with the left-hand dribble gives it back out to Kelsey. Now Kelsey back beyond the arc, gives to Talea. Talea into the corner, a 3 by DJ. This one off the front of the rim. Rebound Balcom. Good look that time. Good pass out to DJ. Just couldn't quite get it to go. Wicks outside. Gets it on the left wing to Longus. Longus picked up out there by Griffin in the Viking man-to-man defense. 16-11 left to play. Longus looking for somebody now. Wraparound pass into Sprue. Look out here. Sprue turns around. Got it. Get the ball down to Daria Sprue in the paint like that. She's money in the bank. She's got 14 points. It's a 9-point Mid-America lead.
Ties their largest lead of the game.
Right wing Griffin for the Vikings. Into Kiana. Kiana goes up on Wicks. Goes up strong, and Wicks got a piece of the arm. So Tristan Wicks hacks Kiana Wharton. That'll put Kiana back on the line for 2 free throws here, as she will try to trim into this 9-point lead.
I think the Vikings really have to work that inside there, because the outside shot's just not falling right now, and really got to make Kiana a big part of this offense.
Kiana, the senior not the senior, she's a junior out of Indianapolis. Talea Earls is a senior out of Indianapolis, and Wharton misses the first free throw. So Kiana, who hit 2 for 2 in the first half, 1 out of 3 here to start the second half, she'll have one more to try to make it an 8-point game. Kiana, who's getting better and better every game, misses both free throws. We did not need that. The lead remains at 9 for Mid-America. Right wing to Balcom. Picked up out there by Griffin. Looks like the Vikes in a zone right now. Now skip pass all the way across to Kujella. Kujella gets it down to Sprue. Back out to Longus. Her 3. Missed it. Battle for the rebound, and Balcom tracks down the loose ball in the corner. Now Coach John Lewis takes a timeout. So with 15 minutes and 22 seconds left to play, 47-38, Mid-America leads.
I don't mind this zone. I'd play that. I'm glad to see him move into that zone and take your poison there. Mid-America shoots just 29% from beyond the arc. They've made 88 out of 301 coming in. Of course, they have, 3 of them today, but not stopping the big gals inside, so maybe give that a shot. See if
Stop
you
the inside game and keep a hand right up in Megan Balcom's face
Yep.
anytime she gets out there, and you can pretty well slow this offense down.
See if that's what they want to try to do here. That's what Coach Dixon's trying to do, because it's 47-38. The Vikings have scored just 3 points here in the second half of the first 4.5 minutes. John Lewis taking that timeout. There'll be 27 on the shot clock. Don't forget the men's game coming up about 20 minutes after this one on Stretch Internet and also on livestream.com. Glad to have you with us on this Saturday afternoon. Let's see. Earls, Horton, Griffin, Augusto, and Jenkins, starting 5, come back out on the floor.
15-22 left to play. Vikings trying to get a signature win here. If they could knock off Mid-America, this would be huge. The Lady Pioneers have won 5 games in a row. They're one of the co-leaders in the conference race right now. As Ken mentioned at the top of the broadcast, they and Benedictine tied at 10-1. The Vikings and Culver Stockton tied for third at 7-4. Now they get it into Webb. Back out to Sprue. Sprue guarded by Wharton. Hands outside to the Longest. Now Longest will back it out between the circles with 16 on the shot clock.
Vikes back here man-to-man.
Griffin picks her up. Head of the key. Now they try to get it down low to Webb. Knocked away, but Longest gets it back with 7 on the clock. Now Shadiqua drives inside. Got tripped. No call. Talea Earls gets the loose ball for the Vikings. Here come the Vikings. Andressa Augusto. Back to Earls. Talea skips it over to DJ. DJ
close to a trap.
Yeah. I think Coach John Lewis is getting very frustrated right now. Now the Vikings turn it back over as Jasmine Webb gets a steal for Mid-America. High post to Sprue. Sprue hands to Webb. Webb down low. Now back outside to Balcom. Balcom comes around Augusto with a left-hand dribble. Longest thinks about a 3, but stopped by Wharton. Now she goes into the rack. Flipped it up, no good. Kiana Wharton, nice defense that time by Kiana. Had a hand right up in her face, and Longest missed the shot. So it's been 47-38 for quite a while now.
I think Coach Lewis is a little upset because here comes Horton out on the little gal, and she didn't recognize that. There was a mismatch underneath.
There's a 3 by Augusto, and Dressen knocks down a 3. That's her first triple of the game, give her 7 points. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Vikings that time. Now Sprue had it blocked by Wharton. And Vikings get the ball. Nice defense that time by Kiana. 6-point game. Here comes DJ. Inside to Wharton. Wharton picks it up, and she's fouled. So a nice job of running the floor as the Vikings had a 3-on-2. DJ took it right down the middle, found Kiana Wharton on the right side, got it to the big girl, and Kiana will go back to the free throw line for 2 shots with 13:46 left.
And how about that block by Kiana on the other end? I mean, Sprue is a very talented player. She just got all ball, knocked it away, and Sprue couldn't save it. Good job.
Kiana Wharton's missed 3 free throws this half. She's not going to miss that one, though, so she knocks it down, give her 12 points in the game. And she will have one more right here to try to make it a 4-point game.
Coming into today, Kiana had 25 blocks. I think she has about 3 today, so she continues to add to that total.
Second shot by Wharton, good. So Kiana knocks down both free throws that time, folks. We've got a 4-point game, 47-43 with 13.5 minutes left in the game. Vikes back in that man-to-man, looks like. No, they think they're back in the zone again. They're in the zone. Outside to Burn, or to Dietz. Now there's a 3 out of the corner. That one knocked down that time by Shadiqua Longwest. As Longwest gets her first bucket of the game, it's a tray from beyond the arc, and that was a big shot for Mid-America to make it a 7-point game. Now DJ out to Talea. Talea's 3 off the back of the rim, no good. And the shooting woes continue for the senior. Now Talea hustles on the offensive end, the defensive end, gets a nice steal. Good hustle getting back that time by Talea.
And her offense, she has scored 3 field goals in the last 7+ halves of basketball. That's really Something for her.
DJ bounce pass into Augusto. Andressa puts up a hook shot, and it's good. Boy, did I see that right? Was that a hook shot that time? Andressa Augusto threw a hook up over one of the big girls inside, got the basket to go, and she draws the contact, draws the foul. So a chance right now for Andressa to try to complete the three-point play. If she can make this a 4-point game, if she can do that.
Paris Johnson and Raina Smith come in. You know, her expression never changes. Nope. Whether she's doing something good or not. She's a very good offensive player.
And she knocks down the free throw. She's got 6 points in the second half. She's got 10 on the game, and it's a 4-point lead for Mid-America. Vikes need a stop right here on the defensive end. Right wing, it comes to Reinhardt for MidAm. Back now, head of the key to Kujella. Kujella goes down the lane with a left-hand dribble back out to Ellie Dietz. Now Wicks gets the ball. Wicks draws contact inside. She's fouled. And Tim Dixon wanted a traveling call that time against Tristan Wicks. Thought she shuffled her feet, but that's not the call. The foul's a blocking call, and that's going to come up on Wharton. And that'll put Dietz on the line for 2 right here.
Kiana Horton picks up her second foul. That's just the second foul on Valley.
Wicks' first trip to the line, her second trip to the line, she knocks it down, give her 6 points in the game. Tristan Wicks is a 6'3" freshman out of Marysville, Kansas. Second free throw good, so the big girl knocks down both. The lead's back up to 6 with 12 and a half minutes left to play in the game.
Well, if we could just make a run here and get that lead. The Vikes have not led all day. They're hanging around, though.
Wharton down in the low block, goes right at Wicks, goes up and missed it. Tipped it off the back of the rim. Rebound to Dietz for Mid-America. Here comes Dietz across the timeline. Now she'll back it out and reset the offense. Longest into the corner to Kujella. Kujella left-hand dribble, skip pass to Dietz. Dietz back to Longest. Longest wrap around to Kujella, down to 13. Now they're going to say that Martina Kujella shuffled both feet on the takeoff, so the Vikes force a turnover. Good defense by the Vikings. They get the turnover. Sprue back into the Mid-America lineup.
Tristan Wicks will come out. Vikes down by 6, 11:58 to go.
52-46. Mid-America's led the whole way. The Vikes trailed by only 3 at halftime. They've hung around the entire game. It's been a good, well-played game. Now Earl's down the baseline. Now Talea tried to go with the left-hand dribble down the baseline, bounces it off her foot out of bounds, so Mid-America gets it back.
Talea really struggling offensively, and just like to see a basket or two go in. Really got to get her out of this slump.
Yeah, you kind of feel like if she can hit a couple in a row, that might ignite some big things to happen, but she's really struggling right now. Now they try to get it in. They do get it inside to Kujella. Gets it back out to Longest. Her 3 in the air, and Shadiqua Longest has knocked down her last 2 3-point shots. She buries this one from the head of the key, and that makes it a 9-point lead once again for Mid-America. Now a jumper out of the corner by Paris, misses. Rebound comes out to Kujella. Mid-America wants to try to run the floor here. Outside Reinhardt, skip pass, head of the key. Good ball moving into the left wing. There's a 3 out of the corner by Dietz, misses. But they tip it outside to the Longest, so Mid-America will reset the offense. We're under 11 minutes to play. It's a 9-point Pioneer lead on the road.
Longest hit those 2 3s, Joe. She's a 23% shooter, so not one of their better shooters, but she is today.
Wraparound pass to Kujella. Kujella guarded by Talea. Now Talea kicks it. So the ball will remain with Mid-America as Megan Balcom gets set to check back in. DJ Jenkins comes into the Viking lineup. 55-46, Mid-America leads. Vikings had it down to, I think was it down to 49 or 50-46?
Yeah, had a 4-point.
Yeah, 4-point, headed down to 4 points, and MidAm on a 5-0 run. Now Balcom outside, guarded by DJ. Now Balcom spins around, lobs down to Sprue. Ball taken away. Good defense by Kiana Wharton that time as she jumped into the passing lane and picks off the lob pass.
Kiana's tired, but boy, you got to have her out there.
She's giving Sprue trouble on the inside this second half. Now Talea into Wharton. Wharton goes up, tried to go up. Now what are they going to say? They're going to say she traveled. Yeah, Kiana tried to go up amongst 3 girls that time, went up and came down with the ball. So that'll be a traveling violation. 10:21 left to play. 55-46. Mid-America trying to win their 11th conference game. Vikings trying to go to 8-4 and stay in a tie, at least for third place in the conference race. Now Sprue gets loose on the baseline. I'm not sure how that happened, but somehow Daria Sprue cuts off a screen on the baseline, flips it in off the glass. It's a double-digit 57-46 lead for Mid-America. Timeout, Missouri Valley.
Yeah, that becomes the largest lead that the Pioneers have had, and you work so hard to get back within 4, and it's a 7-0 run for the Pioneers. So we're halfway home here in the second half, and they've taken control. Let's see if the Vikings can, after this timeout, come back and go on a little run. Kiana Horton's tired. You can tell that. She is working really hard on both ends of the floor.
I did not see what happened on that last play, but Sprue, they've done a good job on her inside. That time she came off of some kind of a screen. I mean, she was wide open on that baseline, so I'm not sure if somebody didn't switch, if somebody was supposed to fight through and didn't. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, it was an easy basket. It's an 11-point game.
I can see why she shoots 60% from the field. You get her in that 7-foot range and in, she's not going to miss. No, very seldom will she miss.
No, she's not. Good timeout by Coach Tim Dixon, though, and Coach Tom Head. They're trying to get the Vikings settled down. Vikings were within 4 not that long ago, and now it's an 11-point lead for MidAm.
All right, Vikings will have the basketball. They need something to go here with. They need to get on a little run here. Never have led in this game. Cut it to 1 a couple times late in the first half.
10 minutes and 5 seconds left to play. It'll be Viking ball. A little bit of a soft press by MidAm. No trouble as Talia Earls gets it across the timeline. Talia gets it out to Raina Smith, who had a big half. Raina in the ball game for the Vikings. Raina spins into the middle, throws it up with the right hand. Almost got that one to go, missed it. Rebound out to Ashton Burns, who's checked into the MidAm lineup. Burns guarded outside by DJ. Hands out to Malcolm, right in front of the Mid-America bench. Malcolm, stop and go dribble, gets it back. Now has it taken away by DJ. DJ coast to coast, got it. Nice job. And boy, you knew when DJ got that ball, nobody was going to catch her.
She can outrun everybody in this gym dribbling the basketball.
Yeah, she dribbles faster than most run. You're absolutely right. It looks like the Vikings, looks like they're in a man-to-man defense. Now lob down low, and they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Raina Smith as she goes over the back of Kalisha Weston. So Raina will pick up her second foul, and that will be a team foul. That's only team foul number 3 on the Vikings, so this will be a non-shooting foul as Jasmine Webb checks back into the Mid-America lineup.
You know, I have no hair on my head. I can't imagine having to fix that every day.
Do you remember that movie Hair, that musical Hair?
Yeah, oh yeah.
She maybe I don't know if she was in that or not. Now DJ gets another steal. DJ goes coast to coast, up off the glass and in, so what a lift. DJ Jenkins has given this Viking team 2 straight steals, 2 straight buckets. It's a 7-point game.
All right, now go back to work defensively. Get right back in this thing.
Vikes in that man. Outside to Webb. Webb down low to Balcom. Can't let her get down low. She flips it up and in. So Megan Balcom comes across the screen, gets a pass from Webb, flips it in. She's got 18 points, lead back up to 9.
I mean, Augusto was right on her, and she still made the shot.
Wharton guarded by Sprue. Wharton squares up. Now Kiana backs in, throws it up, missed it. Rebound Weston for Mid-America. Good look that time. They got the ball in the low block to Kiana, but good defense by Daria Sprue. 59-50. We're nearing the 8-minute mark here in this game. Webb outside. Webb gives it back to Longus. Longus has drained her last 2 3-point attempts. Now she'll back it out and set the offense with only 8 on the shot clock. Longus drives in, throws it up off balance, missed it. Rebound, they try to save it, taken away now by Raina Smith for the Vikings. Here comes Raina. Raina coast to coast, up with the left hand and draws the foul. So nice job by Raina Smith. Raina got the steal on one end, dribbled it length of the floor, and draws the 2-shot foul.
Yeah, the Viking guards have done a nice job penetrating. Let's see if Raina can knock these down. That's a 16 foul.
That foul, that comes up on Ashton Burns. That will be her 3rd personal foul. That'll put Raina Smith, the junior out of St. Louis, on the line. Raina had 7 big points off the bench in the first half to give the Vikings a big lead, which they badly needed. First shot good. So Raina perfect 2 out of 2. She'll have 1 more. And she will try to make this a 7-point lead. Bailey Reinhardt checks back into the Mid-America lineup. Raina, the left-hander, bounces the ball a couple of times, bends the knees, and misses this one. Rebound Webb. So Raina gets 1 out of 2. The lead remains at 8 points with 7:47 left to play. Now Weston sets the offense for MidAm. Lob down low to Sprue. Sprue got behind the defense but missed the layup.
Wow, I almost had my heart skipped a beat. She missed a three-footer.
She doesn't do that very often, but that time Kiana Wharton right on her. I think Kiana bothered her a little bit, and Sprue missed an easy one. Smith outside. Raina guarded by Weston. Goes to the baseline with a left-hand dribble. Now stops, flips up a baseline jump shot, knocks it down. Nice move that time by Raina to create some space. Got about a 2-foot gap and then knocked down that 13-foot jumper to pull the Vikings back within 6. A 2-possession game.
John Lewis said she pushed off. She did. Got away with it. Made a nice shot.
I gave her credit for a good move.
Oh, yeah. It was a good move.
Now Balcom has it knocked away. Now taken away by Raina. Vikes can cut it to 4 with a basket. Ahead to DJ. Back to Earls. Talea got it. Great pass that time. Timeout on the floor. Great job that time as DJ got the steal. DJ got it ahead on the right wing, and then Talea Earls cut down the left lane, lays it in. That's Talea's first basket of the game. And folks, just like that, Vikings on a 7-0 run. It's a 5-0 run. It's a 4-point game.
How about that touch pass from Augusto? She just touched it.
I couldn't see who made the pass, but that was
Raina to Augusta, and then she never even, she just batted it almost to Talea, who was hustling down court, got the bucket, her first field goal of the game, and it's a 4-point game again. So Vikings coming back. Now, Joe, we just need a couple. The last time we got to this spot, Shaniqua Longuis, a 23% three-point shooter, knocked down 2 in a row. Let's see if we can keep it going this time and get the lead. We haven't had the lead yet in this game.
And you can really kind of feel the energy level in this building starting to rise as the Vikings have made that run. They were down by 11 not that long ago. Now it's a 4-point game as Sam Kicksmiller, one of the former players on the Vikings. I think Sam has, a knee injury. Comes off the bench to give encouragement to her teammates. It'll be MidAm ball. 6 minutes and 48 seconds left to play in the game. So the Pioneers will take it. They'll have to go the length of the floor. And Kelsey Griffin, DJ Jenkins, Julia Vasquez, Raina Smith, Kiana Wharton, the 5 on the floor for the Vikings right now.
And she is we talked about Kicksmiller. She's an athletic training major, so involved with the athletes at Valley in that capacity as well.
Malcolm outside to Webb. Webb hounded outside by Kelsey Griffin. Webb gets it almost knocked away, and now they're going to call a holding foul on DJ Jenkins. Coach Tim Dixon wanted them to whistle Kalisha Weston for push-off, but instead they're going to say DJ grabbed hold on her. So DJ picks up her first foul. That's only the 4th team foul on the Vikings. Mid-America has 6.
6:32 to go.
Weston gets it inbounds to Sprue. Now back to Balcom. Balcom had it blocked by Julia Vasquez. Nice defense by the junior out of Earth, Texas that time. Raina Smith quickly into the forecourt. Back to Wharton. Now on the left wing, there's a 3 by Vasquez. Comes up a little bit short. Good look by Julia. Had her feet set right in front of the Viking bench. Just left it a little bit short that time.
Julia was behind Balcom and still reached around on that defensive play and knocked it away. Good effort.
6:05 to play. It's still a 4-point game. Balcom outside to Weston. Weston hands to Reinhardt. Reinhardt with the left-hand dribble. Comes around a screen. Now throws it up with the left hand. Missed it. Webb tries to get the offensive rebound but can't. She tipped it out of bounds. So Vikes will get it back, down by 4, 59-55. Just under 6 minutes left to play. Talea Earls back in. Raina Smith takes a seat for the Vikings.
Balcom will come out for a quick break. Kujella's back in. Boy, this thing is coming down to the wire. 5:52 to go. Pretty physical ball game, but I think a well-officiated game. They're letting them play and letting them have some fun.
Mid-America has bent, but they haven't broken. Maybe it's time for them to break.
There you go.
All right, Vikings bring it off. DJ brings it across the timeline. Hands back to Kelsey. Kelsey stop-and-go dribble, gets it high post to Wharton. DJ comes around a screen, goes to the right side, throws it up, hits the top of the backboard. And DJ Tried to flip that one up, missed it. It hit the rim and went all the way up on the top of the backboard, out of bounds. Ball back to Mid-America.
Now, I have a question for you. I think what Tim Dixon is saying is the ball stays on top of the backboard, doesn't hit a guy wire. It's still in play, isn't it?
I don't think it hit anything. It did hit the top of the backboard, but I don't think it hit.
Yeah,
I don't think it hit the guy wire.
Play.
Now Webb tries to lob it down low, had it knocked away by Wharton, and can't save it though. Kiana Wharton tried to save that. They tried to lob it over the top to Kudziela. Wharton got right in the middle and got a hand on it, but goes out of bounds off of her. MidAm gets it to Webb. Webb drives inside. Now Kudziela comes around the screen, now backs it out between the circles. Left wing to Weston. Vikes playing pretty good man-to-man defense right here. Weston goes over the top of Wharton, missed it. Rebound Wharton. And they're going to call a foul. Oh, no, they're going to call a foul on Kiana. They're going to say Kiana pushed off on Darius Sprue. And that was a very late call that time as Kiana had that rebound, was already about to make the outlet pass.
Oh, they called on DJ.
Oh, they did?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I didn't see that.
I didn't either. I didn't see that at all. I thought that was on Wharton. Wharton got the rebound, but they called the foul on DJ Jenkins. So it will be Mid-America's ball, just over 5 minutes left to play. Outside to Sprue. Because they say Sprue travels as she shuffles her feet. So once again, good defense by Kiana Wharton. Vikes get the ball back.
Okay, we'll give him a break. He called the foul. Same official called the travel. So okay.
Maybe a makeup call.
They've had a good game. I think officials have had a good game.
Yeah, they've done a decent job. Done a very good job. All right, Vikings still trail. It's been 59-55 for a while. They're down by 4. Now they drive inside, kicked out of bounds, kicked off the legs of one of the Mid-America players. So Vikes will inbound under their own possession, or their own basket with 19 seconds on the shot clock.
Malcolm has 18, Spruce 16 for this team.
DJ will inbound for the Vikings. He gets a bounce pass to Augusto. Augusto picked up down low by Reinhardt. Now backs it out between the circles. Gets it head of the key to DJ. DJ stop and go in the middle. Tried to scoop it to Kelsey Griffin, and now they're going to say that Martina Kudziela, who tried to make a diving stop on the baseline, rolled the ball on the out-of-bounds line. So Vikes will keep it down to 7 seconds on the shot clock. Vikes will inbound under their own bucket. Mid-America sets up in that man-to-man defense. Again, the Vikings only 7 seconds to shoot on this possession. DJ outside to Augusto. Augusto's going to have to throw it now. Has it taken away by Reinhardt.
Good defensive possession by the Pioneers there.
Mid-America into the forecourt, down to 4.5 minutes left to play in the game. It's a 4-point game. We've been, as I said, stuck on 59-55 for quite a while. Now Kudziela drives inside, throws up a left-hand shot, and I believe Kelsey Griffin's going to get whistled for the foul. Martina Kudziela out of Poland took the ball with the left hand right down the lane that time, and she'll be on the line for 2 shots, and that's the first foul on Kelsey Griffin.
Both teams down with 6 fouls.
Kudziela with 2. First one, pinballs out, no good. So Kudziela with only 2 points in the game misses the first free throw. She'll have one more as Balcom comes back in for Mid-America.
They're 4 out of 7 from the line as a team.
Kudziela one more, missed them both. Rebound Griffin, so the Vikes dodge a big bullet right there. Still trail 59-55. Now Griffin tied up by Reinhardt, and they're going to say that Reinhardt knocked it out of bounds. So it will stay with the Vikings as they will set up once again for about the 4th time in the last 30 seconds under their own basket out of bounds.
Kelsey got trapped between a couple of those big gals. Fortunately, the ball went out on them.
Get it out to Talea. Talea spins into the paint, flips it up and in. Nice drive by Talea Earls. That's her second basket. We've got a 2-point game with 4 minutes left to play. Vikings hanging around, folks. This team's not going to back down from anybody.
That's what Talea can do, is drive, go one-on-one.
Balcom outside to Reinhardt, I guess it was. Now Webb splits a double team, throws up a runner in the lane and got it. Nice move that time by Jasmine Webb. And she went right through the double team and flipped up the runner and got it in.
They come up with that big basket, don't they, when they need
it? They have so far. Now Augusto down the middle, and Dressa drives in amongst the trees, and somebody got a piece of her arm, and the young lady from Brazil, the junior from Brazil, is going to be on the line for 2 shots here. With 3.5 minutes left to go, she'll try to make it a 2-point game if she can knock down both of these charity tosses.
Reinhardt picked up the foul.
First shot, Andressa, good. So Andressa, a perfect 4 out of 4 from the stripe in the game. She has 11. She'll have one more. And she will try to make this a 2-point game once again.
Right at her average now.
Second shot by the young lady from Brazil, and she knocks them both down. So nice job. You know, Andressa Augusto was fearless on that drive. Went right into the middle amongst the big girls and drew the body contact. Good job.
And she comes out now, but she just doesn't change expression. She is, as I said before, a very good offensive player.
Do you have her in class?
No. She's a nice young lady, but I'll tell you what, I imagine she's a good student, too.
Now down low, Weston. Nice pass from Sprue as they get the ball down to Kalisha Weston. She got behind the Viking defense, laid it in to extend the lead back to 4. Now DJ the other way, missed the runner. Kiana had the offensive rebound, missed it, but caroms it out to Paris Johnson. In the corner, DJ with a 3. Off the backboard, no good. Rebound, Weston.
Probably
DJ maybe a little bit
rushed
on that.
Get that ball inside to Kiana.
Vikes need a stop here on the defensive end. High post to Sprue. Now had it knocked away by Griffin, but the Pioneers get it back. Sprue thinks about a jumper. Now spins around Kiana, puts it up off the glass. No good. Kiana gets the rebound. Nice defense once again by Missouri Valley.
Find Talea Earl. She's starting to want that basketball now.
63-59. 2.5 minutes left to play. In the corner. 3 by Paris. Got it! Paris Johnson knocks down a 3. We've got a 1-point game. 1-point game with 2 minutes and 19 seconds left to play.
Let's see if we can't get a stop and get the lead for the first time in this game.
Paris Johnson in double figures with 10, including 2 3-point baskets. Vikes in that man-to-man defense as we near the 2-minute mark. Inside to Sprue. She spins inside, up and in. Basket in one. And boy, Mid-America knew right where they wanted to go, and they needed that bucket. They got it down to Daria Sprue on the low block. She spun to the right side, kissed it off the backboard, and now she'll go to the line for a chance to complete the 3-point play.
Just cannot get that stop to get the lead, and that's why she's an All-American, Daria Sprue. Still anybody's game, 2:01 to go.
That gives Sprue 18 points in the game. She'll have 2 shots right here. Or 1 shot, I'm sorry. She got the basket. She hits the free throw, so give her 19. It was what was a 1-point game just seconds ago. Now it's a 4-point Mid-America lead.
Now you got to score this possession.
Under 2 minutes. Vikes need a bucket here. They played very well this afternoon. The Vikings have played very aggressively, very hard, have not backed down a bit. Now Kelsey Griffin has the ball knocked away, knocked out of bounds, and we were afraid that was going to be whistled off of Kelsey. She was crawling on the floor trying to save that one, but they said that Mid-America touched it last, so the Vikings will retain possession.
14 on the shot clock.
Right in front of their bench, 66-62. Mid-America leads it. Now they get it, ball knocked away, now taken away by Mid-America as Balcom gets it across the timeline.
Yeah, bad
Costly
pass.
turnover by the Vikings that time.
DJ tried to throw it all the way across court. Bad pass.
Now Vikes will need another stop in that man-to-man defense. Weston outside, picked up by DJ, down to 1:29 on the shot, on the clock. High post to Sprue, back outside to Balcom. Balcom left-hand dribble, 15-foot jump shot is good. As Megan Balcom now has 20. She and Sprue have back-to-back baskets. It's now a 6-point lead with 1:12 left to play.
Got to go.
DJ outside to Paris. Paris knocked down that 3 a minute. Takes another one. This one a little bit strong. And a nice job of screening out that time by Jasmine Webb on the glass.
Well, they know where to go. Sprue and Balcom when they needed baskets, and that's what they've done.
The last 5 points have been scored by their 2 leading scorers. And now DJ Jenkins reaches out and grabs Kalisha Weston. And should be a 1-and-1. We're down under a minute. 53.5 seconds to go. It's a 6-point, 2-possession game, but Kalisha Weston will be on the line now to try to make it a 3-pole game.
Never could get there. To this point, never could get the lead. Got within 1 a couple of times, but
Weston's first free throw is good, and that's, that could be one reason why this team's one of the co-leaders in the conference. They, as we've mentioned several times, they bent on several occasions, but they've not broken yet.
And they know where to go. Sprue, Balcom when the game's on the line.
Weston with one more, got them both. So Alicia Weston knocks down both free throws. It's a 7-0 run right now for Mid-America. They extended the lead back to 8. Vikes need a bucket here. Augusto gets it high post to Wharton. Kiana squares up. Kiana spins just inside the free throw line. Her jumper banks off the glass and in. I don't know if Kiana meant to use the backboard or not, but she did. It kissed off the backboard into the basket, and we got a timeout on the floor. So 39.4 seconds left. It's a two-possession, 6-point lead for Mid-America.
Yeah, I know Kelsey Griffin coming back in the game. Kelsey hasn't scored. Talea with 6. Let's see, Horton now is 15. Andressa's had a nice game. She's in double figures. I've got her with 11, right at her average. Or 12, I guess.
12, yep, 12.
11 points for DJ Jenkins and 10 for Raina Smith. And how about Paris Johnson coming off bench? She also has 10. So Vikings doing a good job.
Yeah, a lot of different people have contributed here today for the Vikings. They played very well, like you said, just so far have not been able to get over the hump and get that bucket. You kind of feel like if we ever got the lead, we'd be in pretty good shape, but just have not been able to do that yet.
And really give John Lewis, his coaching staff, and these veteran players credit, because every time it gets down to that one possession, they go to either 45 or number 10. Now, I know that Long has hit a couple of big threes, but right now, the last couple of minutes, it's been Sprue and Belcom taking the shots.
Well, they've been on an 8-0 run, or went on an 8-0 run for a while. The Vikings just scored that last basket, but went on an 8-0 run, and then Sprue and Balcom got 5 of those 8 points. So, but the Vikings just got a big bucket from Kiana Wharton to make it a 6-point game. It'll be Mid-America ball, under a minute left to play. Pressure by the Vikings in the backcourt. Paris Johnson all over Megan Balcom, but Balcom with a behind-the-back dribble gets it across the timeline, and now Paris fouls her out around midcourt. So that should put Balcom on the line for a 1-and-1.
And probably not the gal you want there, as you might expect. 83% free throw shooter.
She's a pretty good player.
Yeah, she is. Her sister was good, too.
And Balcom is a junior. She'll be around next year. We won't have to look at Sprue again next year, but Balcom will be back. Balcom hails from Olathe, Kansas. She'll have 1-and-1 right here to try to make it a 3-possession game with 28.9 seconds left in the game. First shot, missed it.
Ooh.
Missed it, but Sprue tracks down the offensive rebound. Now they call a tie-up as Julia Vasquez gets in there and ties it up. Nice hustle by Julia, as it looked like Daria Sprue is going to have an uncontested offensive rebound, and with the alternate possession rule, the Vikes get it back, so it's still a 2-possession game, 26.9 seconds left. Pressure by MidAm in the backcourt. Got to get it in. They get it into DJ. Now she returns it to Talea. Talea quickly across the timeline. Talea all the way to the basket, up and missed it. Rebound, Wharton got it, and she's fouled. Kiana Wharton got the offensive rebound. Talea Earls took it the length of the floor, flipped it up with the left hand. She missed it, but Kiana Wharton was Johnny on the spot with the offensive rebound. And Kiana, if she can knock this one down, can make it a 1-possession game.
John Lewis thinking the worst thing you could do was foul.
Exactly.
He did. Now let's see if Kiana can knock this down.
You can hear him. Don't foul, don't foul, don't foul. Whack. All right.
You can tell them, but they may not listen.
Nope. Not always. All right, Wharton at the line to try to make it a 3-point game. Missed it. Got to roll that one around the rim. She got the basket, but missed the free throw, and now there's a foul in backcourt as they foul Reinhardt. Bailey Reinhardt will go to the line. I think this will be her first trip tonight. She has 2 points as that foul comes up against Talea Earls. That'll be Talea's third, but that's just academic right now. We're down to 15.8 seconds in the game. And that's going to put Bailey Reinhardt on the line. She'll be 2 shots. She's a freshman out of Olathe. Reinhardt's first shot missed. So the Pioneers accommodating the Vikings at the line as they missed their last 2 free throws. Now Reinhardt will have one more, as that was a 2-shot foul as the Vikings over the 10-foul limit. So Reinhardt will try to extend it, make it a 5-point game, and she does. So Reinhardt knocks down 1 out of 2, and she'll come out, and Kudziela will come back into the Mid-America lineup. 15.8 seconds to go. It's Viking ball. Vikes need to get in the hurry-up mode right here. Augusto down the middle. Andressa all the way to the rack, up and in, lays it in. Nice drive again by Augusto. It's a 3-point game. Vikes almost get a steal. Now they foul Kalisha Winston right around midcourt as the Vikes came oh so close to getting a steal on that inbounds pass that time, but it's going to put Weston on the line with 7.8 seconds left to play, and she can pretty well ice it if she can knock down one of these 2 free throws right here.
Had Kelsey Griffin been an inch taller, she'd have had that steal.
Yep.
That was just off her finger.
Almost. So close, yet so far away. Weston with 2 right here. First one, missed it. Rolled off. Thought that was going in. It rolled away. If she misses this one, the Vikings still have a shot with 7.8 seconds left to play. Let's see one more miss, young lady. Second shot. No good! Battle underneath, and it's going to be Viking ball. So the Vikings get it back as Kalisha Weston misses both free throws. Mid-America knocks it out of bounds. 1 second ticked off the clock. So we've got 6.8 seconds left. The Vikings will have the ball. And Coach John Lewis of Mid-America wants a timeout. So 71-68, Mid-America, 6.8 left. What do you think, partner?
Well, I think you got to take the 3. I don't think they're going to foul. That's John's probably saying if they go inside, just don't foul. So going to have DJ coming back in. Who's probably your best shot? Earls. Let's just take a look at who shoots the 3 well if the Vikings decide to go that way.
Looks like they're wearing Bailey Topol. Bailey Topol for the first time today. She's going to check into the Viking lineup. I guess Bailey probably a pretty good three-point shooter.
Andress is the best at 40%, so she's a 41% three-point shooter. Doesn't take that many. Now she's taking 59. Talea, 38%. So we'll see if one of those two. You don't have much choice. Whoever gets the ball is going to have to put up the shot.
But 6.8 seconds in today's game of basketball, that can be a long time. So, boy, would that be something if the Vikings can come down and throw one in and send this thing into overtime.
Well, you never know.
Well, 6.8 seconds left to play, 71-68. Mid-America leads it. The Pioneers have led the entire way. The Vikings got within 1 on about 2 different occasions, but each time Mid-America's answered the bell. Let's see if maybe about the 15th time will be the charm.
Well, if there's any question, is this team better than they were earlier in the year?
Oh, no doubt.
From early December to now?
No doubt. Talea Earls, Andressa Augusto, DJ Jenkins, Julia Vasquez, Bailey Topol on the floor. Oh, the Vikes almost lose it. DJ gets it across the timeline with 3 from midcourt. No good. And Mid-America is going to survive here as DJ had a little bit of trouble handling that ball on the inbounds. Took it across midcourt, flipped it up, reminiscent of that game down at Evangel last year, but missed this one. And MidAm throws it in. They come in here. They preserve their 5-game winning streak, make it a 6-game streak as they knock off a very pesky, very determined Viking team, 71-68.
Well, it was a heck of a ball game, and the Vikings never led. They got close a couple times, but never did lead in the game, and congratulations to the Mid-America Nazarene Pioneers. They are a very, very good ball club. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll talk to the coach.
Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard-hanging, and, of course, companionship.
And what breed would you say Satchmo is?
I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier-hound chihuahua-looking kind of mix.
Tremendous dog.
I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous.
You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this.
Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group.
And finally, the loving face lick.
It's great how he just gets in there and, well, licks.
Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
We are back. Tim Dixon joins us. Coach just could never get that basket to get over the hump. We got within 1, and to give them credit, when they needed a bucket, they went to Dario Sprue and Megan Balco.
Oh, yeah, and you know, that's why they're ranked 13th, you know, and you know, we played hard, and we drew up a perfect play at the end, and we just mishandled it.
Yeah.
And I think if we would have handled that better, there would have been a screen right at midcourt, and she would have actually had a way much cleaner look at the basket. You know, and who knows what would have happened at that point. But you're right. I mean, give it to Mid-America. They did a great job, and you know, at least it wasn't 40 points.
Yeah. Well, I said toward the end of the game, I said, Joe, no matter what happens, we know one thing. Your team has improved tremendously since early December, and you've got to like that. I mean, this was a heck of a ball game against a very good team.
Yeah, and, we're just going to continue, I think, to get better and better. And it's a tough one to lose, but hats off to Mid-America. They played really well and made some key shots at key moments.
How about, I thought Kiana Horton worked hard inside again tonight. Boy, they've got some big gals. It's tough every time you go in there.
Yeah, and, I think they let us play, in the first half a little bit. So, they punched us in the mouth a couple times, and we responded. And it was just close. We just, just missed a couple shots, I think, that we normally make again. And that might have got us over the hump, but you never know. I mean, it doesn't come down to just one possession. It's kind of the body of work for the whole game. And I'm impressed with our kids, and, I hope they're not too down about it, but it's just the way the game goes sometimes. And we played hard, and Mid-America just played just as hard as us, so hats off to them.
Coach, a lot of work to do now. Now you go on that road gauntlet, I call it. The next 3 games on the road. These are huge, huge games, aren't they?
Yeah, and I don't even know who we're playing. So
go to Avila first, and then to Peru, and then to Culver. 3 in a row.
Yeah, holy smokes. Well, we'll see what happens. Avila's playing pretty well, and so is Culver for sure. And they can't count out Peru. I mean, Peru is the team that handed Mid-America their only loss of the year, and it'll be a fun road trip. I think we should get all 3, but, they don't just throw out the jerseys and say, hey, we surrender because you're in 3rd.
That's right. All right, Coach.
You got any scores, though, for me?
Yeah, I do. Benedictine won. They beat CMU 64-51, and Culver beat Evangel today 62-58. So Culver goes to 8-4. We slide to 7-5. Don't have the Baker score yet. And Evangel will fall to 4-8 on the year. The 2 teams on top won. Both Mid-American, Nazarene, and Benedictine both won there.
Well, just as long as here's the truth. I love Coach Arnold. You know that. I've got a great relationship with him. But just as long as I'm above CMU, that's all I care about.
Okay, well, he'll probably hear that. You like that. All right, Coach, we'll see you Thursday.
All
right. So the Vikings lose today, 71-68. It was a tough one. We'll go over the scoring real quickly here, and then we'll give you the rest of the statistics at halftime of the men's game. But, Joe, I have Kiana Horton with 17 points. Again, that is unofficial. I have her with 17. Talia Earls, I had her with 6 points. 9, looks like 14 for Andresta Augusto. DJ had 11, and I had Raina Smith with 10. And then Paris Johnson had 10 points as well. That's what I had there. But the 2 big guns for Mid-America, boy, they got the buckets down late when they had to. I had 20 points for Megan Balcom.
Yeah, 19 for Darius Sprue. Yeah. So they had 39 points, 39 of their 71, more than half of their points, and they really got it done. They're a couple of good players, but give this Viking team credit. And a loss always hurts, but this one, when you've won 4 in a row, it hurts to lose, and that's a good feeling. It's good to have it hurt to lose. That means you've got a good team, and we haven't lost that many lately, so we'll bounce back from this one. Let's get on the road next Thursday and go up and even the score with Avila.
And when at the end of the day, you think the first time those teams met, it wasn't even a contest.
No,
this one went right down the line.
90-57 that first game, so the Vikings have improved 100%, and they played this team tooth and nail, just could not quite get that big bucket or that big stop when they needed it, but give Mid-America credit. They're a very good team.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, men's game. It should be a fun one. The Vikings think they owe the Pioneers one for Pioneers winning that game in Olathe. We'll see if the team tied for second in the league, the Missouri Valley Vikings, can get that done. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with a pregame show.